Hello Sagittarius, welcome to Zen Guidance Tarot. I hope that your March has been peaceful and productive. Let's get into your April reading straight away. If you managed to listen to the March reading, I'd really appreciate your comments on that, particularly as the month has ended. I'd like to see what truly resonated in your life with those readings. If you haven't already and you've just discovered the channel, please click like and subscribe and the notification bell. And again, I'd love to hear your comments. As your first two cards, we have the Hermit card and the Three of Swords. Thank you, Spirit. Let's find, well, there's the next two. We have the Wheel and the Moon. Getting a lot of these energies repeating through the elements this month, Sag. So let's see what the bottom row brings us. Thank you, Spirit. Please show us the energy for Sagittarius for April. Wow, that literally flew out of my hand. 1 second. Okay, we have the Seven of Swords. And I'm looking for the last three now. Thank you, angels. Please show us last three energy cards for April. And we have the Seven of Cups. And the Knight of Pentacles. He's showing up a lot in these readings this month, so it seems that we're all kind of looking at discipline and creating with a solid foundation through April. Oh, and then we have the Five of Swords. Okay, let's have a little look at this energy. Okay, the Hermit, the Three of Swords, the Wheel, the Moon, the Seven of Swords, Seven of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Five of Wands. This is a very interesting energy for me, Sagittarius, as it speaks an awful lot about working through your emotions, working through the finer details of your mental and emotional processing. Now, the Hermit is on a journey. This is the Fool, and he's reached a point where he's having to introspect. He's having to look within at maybe the things that are holding him back, or maybe at the intuitions that he has not been listening to. He ultimately knows the truth within. He's just been to visit the High Priestess, and he is considering what she said, considering all that he's learned from her and along the way. So there might have been with you this energy that you've been really filtering through what works for you and what doesn't, who you are and who you are not. The Three of Swords is interesting for me because it's about emotional ties. It's about old wounds. Sometimes through life we carry things that don't belong to us. We carry guilt. We carry a lack of self-worth. We carry things given to us in childhood that are no longer, well, they never probably were valid, or they're not valid anymore, or no longer useful. So what this is doing is asking you to release those binds and let yourself go from this negative energy, the energy that's holding you back. The Wheel is wanting to move you forward. It's wanting to take you up a level into the new phase, a new part of your destiny, a new part of your path. And the dice here that the girl wears indicates that it kind of feels a bit risky maybe to let go of what you thought you were, or all the things that you thought that identified you. But actually you're kind of moving more towards yourself and shedding the cloak, if you like. The Moon card again is another emotional deep dive into the things that we perhaps hold down, we hide, we don't want to look at necessarily, and that can be our negative emotion, that can be judgments given to us in past, that can be self-doubt and fear. The moon shines a very different light than the sun, and the sun is kind of quite literal, whereas the moon is kind of full of illusion and casts different shadow onto the landscape. And so it makes us look at things differently, and it makes us root out the kind of darker aspects of ourselves to examine. This is what it's about, is examining the self with our hermit here. So what I'm seeing is this filtering for you, Sagittarius. There's very much a kind of cleansing in that respect of the beast nature, the lower natures that hold us down. Then we have the Seven of Swords. Well, we have two sevens here, and with all of these other cards, it's undeniable that this is about gaining a certain clarity. Swords are about mental clarity, mental processing. And the crows here, to me, the crows are indicating a higher intelligence, and the sun is kind of, like I said, quite a literal light. So it's bathing you in this very literal clarity that will allow you to see things as they are on a much deeper level, sevens being quite a deep kind of layer of the onion. Then we have the Seven of Cups. Now, I don't know if you can see on this card, we have a kind of snakes and ladders scenario where it's about choice. It's about the decisions that we make to move forward, what we choose to sustain us, what we choose, our desires and our wishes. And the cups are kind of covered over, so in this scenario we cannot see what is in them. So it's about going deep within to ask yourself what it is that drives you, what it is that sustains you truly, not what other people want you to like or to desire, but what you truly want. And so it's kind of a bit of a minefield, but if you take your time, you're able to feel your way through. The cups are about water, about emotion. So you're able to sense, I don't know if you can see him putting his hand over these choices, these bowls. So he's almost feeling it out. He's going deep to sense which rings true and resonates for him. Then the Knight of Pentacles. Now, this is really nice. It's quite grounding in all of this emotion and mental activity. The Knight brings us slow and steady growth. He brings us discernment and kind of a great wisdom. He doesn't move very fast. He's not kind of a world changer in that respect, that a massive catalyst, but he definitely changes things drip style. So there's a very steady kind of understanding and clarity coming in here for you, Sagittarius. And I feel like it's reaching a level where it may feel in your life like a little bit of a tsunami, but the Knight is here to give us this steadiness and to say to slow your pace and to consider each step. And then we have the Five of Wands. Now, the fives are always a point of stress and a point of growth. They're the breaking open of the seed of self, if you like. And the wands give us growth, give us passion, give us sometimes exterior battles. Sometimes it can be arguments and fighting or disagreements. But for me, the wands are an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to understand. So Sagittarius, despite there being a stress or perhaps a clash, either within or outside of yourself, you do have the opportunity to learn from this. So maybe the clash is between your old way of being and a new way of being. Let's get some clarity on these cards for you. Thank you, Spirit. Please clarify. Thank you. We have the Chariot. And then I'll clarify for the rest of the cards, Sagittarius. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, there we go. And we have the Two of Swords. Very apt cards at the moment. We have the Page of Wands. Fantastic. Okay, for the Moon, please, Spirit. We have the Queen of Cups. Wow. What a reading, Sagittarius. And we have the Magician. And for the Seven of... I think this one wanted to come out. Yes. Judgment. It did. The Knight... And here they are. So we have the Two of Pentacles, and we have the Sun. Amazing. All right, Sagittarius, let's have a look at this energy. Wow, what an amazing shift here for you, Sagittarius. We have the Chariot over the Hermit. Now, as I said with the Hermit, it's about that introspection. The Chariot comes along to show us our duality in very stark clarity. It's about the dark inner and the kind of the lighter outer or exterior of ourselves, the exterior that we show to the world and the interior that goes on within us that we try to ignore or we try to hold down. The Chariot is about movement, it's about growth, it's about going towards a goal as well. It's about the duality within. And what this is asking you is to bring together two aspects of yourself in order to use the force to move forward in a positive direction. So you're looking deep within, Sagittarius, at your ways of thinking and being, and looking to pull those forces together to drive you forward. The Two of Swords over the Three of Swords is kind of, for me, a bit of an immaculate little blending there, because we have this lady trying to make a decision. She has her back to this body of water and she has a blindfold to indicate that she cannot choose. She's unable to go deep to the root of each of these options to see it for what it is. But we have a new moon here, and it indicates that things are about to change. We have a new chance, a new opportunity here, and a decision will be made and can be made if you choose to dive into the emotion. And I'll go back to the moon that we first had here, and if you dive into the emotion and why you have these ties and binds, what it is that holds you to them. The Page of Wands comes over the Wheel card. So the Wheel is trying to move us forward onto our next level, and the Page of Wands is about opportunity and growth, sometimes a catalyst or a message coming in. But for me, in this scenario, in this spread, it talks about a spiritual growth, an opportunity to grow on your path. So it's really trying to push you forward here into a new way of being, Sagittarius. The Queen of Cups over the Moon, well, perfect, because the Queen of Cups is the only cup that is covered in the deck, indicating that she has wisdom and discernment in terms of where she puts her love, where she puts her attention. And having done this sort of deep dive into your emotion and the things that kind of your Achilles heels, if you like, emotionally, it tells me that you're able to kind of come out shining, if you like. You're able to use what you've learned in order to sit on the throne of knowledge and wisdom and hold your cup out to all those who are only deserving of it. The Magician down here on the Seven of Swords being that mental introspection here and clarity. The Magician brings you all of the elements together to allow you to see things and see your greater potential. He has all of the tools on his table. He has his hand up to the universe and one down to the earth to demonstrate that as above, so below. He is able to manifest that which he desires and create everything that he needs. And perhaps that's the clarity here. You are able to create your own reality and your own way of thinking, and not to hold on to perhaps what was given to you in the past. The Judgment card over the Seven of Cups. Well, you certainly are making a judgment and being more discerning here. The judgment call is a final one in terms of how you're going to think moving forward. It does open up a brand new kind of cycle as well, the Judgment card. So the Two of Pentacles over the Knight of Pentacles. I really like this energy because the Two of Pentacles talks about juggling, talks about feeling off balance, and perhaps not having the grounding that you need. But eventually this Two of Cups does get his balance. He is able to balance the physical and the emotional, or work and your relationship, for example, or your career and your spiritual growth. So this solidity, this foundation that the Knight of Pentacles is bringing is really going to help us in our daily lives. Or you, rather, Sagittarius. And then the Five of Wands shows the Sun. So this truly is a breaking open of the seed of self, your true self. Sagittarius. It brings you all of the blessings that the sun can offer, all the nourishment and the protection. So the Five of Wands, I see these wands very much as a kind of a ladder into your higher self, and the sun comes along to give its blessing. What a beautiful reading, Sagittarius. I'm going to pull you one outcome card now. Thank you. And it wants to be this one. And it's the Chariot. That's fantastic. Chariot is pulling you forward now. You're able to combine both aspects of yourself, the darker forces and the light within, to pull you forward in one powerful direction. The Chariot is Cancer ruled, and Cancer has a very different perspective. If you think about the crab kind of running sideways, he looks sideways as opposed to frontways, according to everybody else. And so he has this very kind of different angle on life and things. And so maybe there is a shift in your perception, there is a shift in how you've been seeing things, and it will help you to kind of power forward into all of your desires and wishes. Well, Sagittarius, what a reading. Please let me know in the comments what you think of that, and how you feel, and if any of it resonates with you. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.